All right, so I already made a video today. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you go and check out the video that I uploaded today. But without further ado, today we're going to be covering Nikki Haley, and boy, Nikki Haley has got herself in some hot water. Nikki Haley last night was at a CNN town hall when somebody stood up and asked her about the Civil War. And this is what she had to say when I believe a gentleman stood up and asked Nikki Haley what she thought about the Civil War. We have a lot of clips that we're going to watch here. We have a lot to go over, so bear with me. But without further ado, here is Nikki Haley completely dodging the question about, what was the cause of the Civil War?
Please, what was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was?
So number one, what people could and couldn't do, that means slavery. It's slavery. That's what it is. But Nikki, no one gives a fuck. No one gives a rat's ass about this random motherfucker that we can't even see about what he thinks about the Civil War. He's not fucking running for president. He's not one of the most prominent GOP fucking political candidates right now in the polls. Why did you say that? Why would she fucking say that? What do you think caused the Civil War? It doesn't matter. You should have just been like, I don't want to answer that because I don't want to fucking say that I'm literally fucking pro-slavery, I guess. Or you should have just been like, I mean, if you want to dodge the question, you have to do better than that. You have to do better than that.
I'm sorry?
I'm not running for president. I want to see your view on the cause of the Civil War.
I mean, I think it always comes down to the role of government. We need to have capitalism. We need to have economic freedom. We need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberties so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do or be anything they want to be without government getting in the way.
Do you know how fucking sad it is that our elected politicians, someone who literally might be, I mean, maybe, but could possibly be the GOP candidate for president, you know how fucking sad it is that they can't just be like, it was slavery and slavery's bad? Do you know how fucking horrible this country is? That this is the Republican Party? They literally just can't say slavery is bad. She's so scared to lose those fringe supporters, those actual fucking neo-Nazis, that she literally can't even fucking condemn slavery or state the very real fact that slavery was the cause of the Civil War. And I don't want to hear it. It was states' rights to own goddamn slaves, motherfucker.
Thank you. And then in the year 2023, it's astonishing to me that you answer that question without mentioning the word slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery?
You answered my question.
Next question.
That was extremely awkward. I would not have wanted to be in that room. That I could feel, like, literally touch that awkward. Let's move on, though. So, those comments got her in a lot of hot water, rightfully so. But this morning, because that was last night, this morning, people started digging. And oh boy, did they find fucking a big pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. An interview from 2010 resurfaced where Nikki Haley gets asked pretty much the same question, just worded differently. And this is what she had to say.
What's your belief about the reason the Civil War was fought?
If you guys couldn't hear that because the audio's a little bad, this guy said, what is your belief for why the Civil War was fought?
I mean, again, I think that as we look in government, as we watch government, you have different sides. And I think that you see passions on different sides. And I don't think anyone does anything out of hate. I think what they do is they do things out of tradition and out of beliefs of what they believe is right. I think you had one side of the Civil War that was fighting for tradition, and I think you had another side of the Civil War that was fighting for change.
She literally just said that the Confederacy, who were fighting to keep slaves, keep slavery legal, literally keep slavery legal, she said that they were just fighting for tradition. You know, the good old tradition of owning black people? The good old American tradition of owning black people? Isn't that so great? Aren't those Confederacy fucking soldiers? Aren't they so noble, fighting for the great American tradition of owning fucking slaves? That's so awesome. Go America. Also, just before we move on, I just want to make it clear, I'm not like surprised about any of this. The GOP is literally fucking the Nazi party, like straight up. They're fucking fascists. So I'm not surprised by any of this, but I am enjoying it.
You know, at the end of the day, what I think we need to remember is that, you know, everyone is supposed to have their rights. Everyone's supposed to be free. Everyone's supposed to have the same freedoms as anyone else. So, you know, I think it was tradition versus change is the way I see it.
Tradition versus change on what?
On individual rights and liberty of people.
I mean, like, I don't even know how to react to that clip. that was wild. And that was 2010. And I mean, she didn't go that far in that town hall clip last night, but I mean, 13 years later, she's still saying the exact same shit. Now, it's like I said, the backlash has been apparently so immense that now, today, in two separate occasions, now she's saying, oh, well, of course the Civil War is about slavery. Of course that was the cause. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. Here is a very short clip here of her, I believe, on a radio show.
Civil War was about slavery. We know that. That's the easy part of it.
Oh, well, it wasn't easy for you in 2010 to say that, or easy for you last night, you fucking liar.
What I was saying was, what does it mean to us today? What it means to us today is about freedom. That's what that was all about.
How can somebody vote for these people? I don't understand how you can vote for these people unless you have to be racist. You have to be racist to vote Republican. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't understand how you can vote for these people and not be fucking racist.
It was about individual freedom. It was about economic freedom. It was about individual rights.
No, the fuck it wasn't.
Our goal is to make sure, no, we never go back to the stain of slavery, but what's the lesson in all of that? Civil War.
What's the lesson? What's the lesson in talking about the Civil War? It's not really important. It doesn't matter. Freedom, right? That's literally all she is saying. People are asking her what the Civil War was fought over, and her answer is just freedom, 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 freedom. I mean, these people, I swear to God, they're just like on autopilot with this shit. And then when they get called out for it, their brains fucking implode. Here is a clip, another clip from today, I believe, in where she's speaking at a smaller town hall event. That other one was like an actual like CNN one, I'm pretty sure. But here's Nikki Haley once again, you know, trying her best to do damage control, but it's too late.
In the town hall. Last night I was asked about the Civil War.
Sorry about the audio.
And what I think of the Civil War, what was the cause of the Civil War. Of course the Civil War was about slavery. We know that. That's unquestioned, always the case. We know the Civil War was about slavery.
Lady, you're so full of shit. We have fucking receipts. You are so full of shit, you goddamn disgusting, atrocious liar. Come on. How dumb does she think everyone is fucking stupid and forgot what she said last night? Come on. She can't be this bad. She just can't be this fucking dumb. I don't get it.
It was also more than that. It was about the freedoms of every individual. It was about the role of...
Yeah, it was about the freedom to be able to own a slave. Yes, absolutely. So good.
Government. For 80 years, America had the decision and the moral question of whether slavery was a good thing and whether government, economically, culturally, any other reasons, had a role to play in that.
I can't believe that she's still talking. She needs to shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't care. I want her. I mean, I don't want her to shut up. I want her to keep talking, to fucking crucify herself, which she's already done, like, 6 different times in this clip alone. But it's just, like, so disgusting. Does the government is it her position that she's standing on was it necessary for the government to come in and make it so people couldn't own slaves anymore? Yes. Yes, the government should have stepped in. This is so disgusting. I mean, I know I am, but I love hearing white people talk about slavery, dude. I love hearing white people talk about slavery and the Civil War. It's awesome.
By the grace of God, we did the right thing and slavery is no more.
Do you know how hard it was for her to probably say that we did the right thing and slavery was so more? I bet you a piece of her died. I bet you a piece of her literally fucking died when she said that. I bet you she lost so many supporters after that, too.
But the lessons of what that bigger issue with the Civil War are.
No! There's no bigger issue! There's no bigger issue, Nikki! The fucking main issue was fucking slavery. The North was going to industrialize either fucking way. They were going to the North was fucking industrializing. In fact, they were going to change either fucking way. There's no bigger picture. There's no other reason. Oh my God.
Is that let's not forget what came out of that, which is government's role, individual liberties, freedom for every single person, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do and be anything you want to be without anyone or government getting in your way.
Unless you're not a white person. Like, straight up. Because she can sit there and say, oh, well, after the Civil War, everything is good and everyone has their freedoms. No, they still don't. You can be white in America and, literally have no issues. But if you're not white, if you're not that majority, if you are a minority in this country, you don't you don't get treated the same fucking way. Don't say shit like that. Don't say shit like that, Nikki. You're white. You're fucking white. And you're talking about these issues. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know about the issues that minority groups face in this country. I mean, she might know about them, but, like, knowing actually, how hard it is on the day-to-day, she has no fucking idea. She's had a privileged life her entire fucking life. It's crazy to me that she acts like there's no issues now in America. Like there's no issues with any marginalized any minority groups in this country. After we abolished slavery, now everything's all good. Everything's okay. There's no racism. Racism ended after we abolished slavery, guys. Didn't you know that? You guys didn't know that? After we abolished slavery, racism was snuffed out for good, forever. Never coming back. We defeated racism by making it illegal to not own slaves. Good job, America. We should give ourselves a pat on the back.
That should be the goal of what we always try and take away from that, right? Because we never want to return back to that place. But we always want to remember the lesson of what it means to be a free individual and that everyone deserves to be a free individual. So we stand by that. I say that as a Southerner. I say that as a Southern governor who...
She was the governor of what's the South Carolina, North Carolina? I don't even remember now. This person was a governor. She has that was complete fucking word salad. I don't understand how anyone can listen to any of these clips, and even not even before this. I mean before this too, but like these clips specifically. You listen to all of these clips and say, "Oh yeah, I want to vote for her." Yeah.
Remove the Confederate flag off the State House grounds, and I say that as a proud American of how far we have come. So now...
You also said as a proud American that the North was just fighting for, tradition. The North was fighting for tradition, but I got it backwards. The South was just fighting for tradition, but the North, they were just fighting for, just change, no big deal. But just in case anyone was curious, according to the actual Constitution, the the Confederate Constitution, I'll just show you guys, which again, I don't need to show this, but according to the actual Confederate Constitution that we have a copy of right here, Article 1, Section 9, Paragraph 4 says, no bill of attainder, I'm sorry, I know it's hard to see, ex post facto law or law denying or impairing the right of property in Negro slaves shall be passed. We have one more here. The Confederate States may acquire new territory. This is Article 4, Section 3, Paragraph 3. The Confederate States may acquire new territory, and Congress shall have power to legislate and provide governments for the inhabitants of all territory belonging to the Confederate States lying without the limits of several states, and may permit them at such times and in such manner as it may law provide, to form states to be admitted into the Confederacy. In all such territory, the institution of Negro slavery as it now exists in the Confederate States shall be recognized and protected by Congress and by the territorial government, and the inhabitants of the several Confederate States and territories shall have the right to take such territory and any slaves lawfully held by them in any states or the states or territories of the Confederate States. Wow, it's almost like their own goddamn constitution the Confederate States have literally fucking explicitly mentions how this is about fucking keeping slavery legal. Wow, it's like it's not that fucking hard. Can you believe that, Nikki Haley? But she's uneducated. She's fucking dumb. She doesn't know what she's talking about. It's like I said, she wants to keep those really, really fringe, super, like, whatever type of supporters, which is kind of like the entire GOP party, if we're being honest. Like, they're so fucking radicalized now, and radicalization is not always a bad thing. But here in America, for the conservative party, it absolutely is a horrible, horrible thing. And we have been seeing the consequences of such very recently, and we will continue to see the consequences of such if we do not get out there and vote, 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 vote. We need to go and vote. Also, while we're doing that, we need to push to abolish the Electoral College. That's going to be it for the video, guys. Please let me know what you thought of Nikki Haley not being able to, at least last night, say that, you know, slavery was the cause of the Civil War, slavery bad, but now this morning, everything has changed. I guess, you know, she got a good night's rest and had a change of heart. Let me know what you thought of all those Nikki Haley clips. Let me know what you thought of my coverage. Let me know what you thought of the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload.